Very nice layers. It's not super pretty yet, but that's what. For the outside of the cake, we're going to make some buttercream frosting and then use a chocolate ganache to make a design. And we're going to add about half a stick of butter. So you can see this is nice and soft. Just add about half of that in there. We're going to add this is a 2-pound bag of powdered sugar. We're going to add about half of it. And then we'll set that to mix just a tiny bit at a time. And then watch it. We don't want to overdo this. There, you can see it's kind of coming together. Looks like frosting. A little tiny bit more. Make sure the sides of our bowl are all clear. And just add a little bit of vanilla. Again, not scientific here. Probably about a teaspoon, but good. The taste test is what you need. That's a good. That's about the thickness that I want, I think. Tastes good. Doesn't taste like powdered sugar. It's perfect buttercream. Now I'm turning 27. So I want the design on my cake to have what I've come up with in my head is a 27 with a frame around it, and then I'm going to stripe the rest of the cake with this same. Give some room for, so our frame will be about maybe a ½ inch thick. And then we're going to want a 27. That 2 is kind of taking over the whole thing here. We'll see if we can rectify the situation. Maybe we'll have the 7 have these little round swirls on the sides. And then I'm going to want it to touch the frame only in certain places, so we kind of have a little more artistic and dramatic effect here. So it looks like I've just about done it. Okay, so the top of our cake's going to have this 27 here, and then we're going to do stripes. Next we're going to make our pastry bag out of parchment paper. So pull off a piece of parchment paper, and then you're just going to grab one corner and maybe put your finger on the other corner and just roll it so you can see that you easily get a cone shape. You just want a long cone. Now this is just exactly what a pastry bag looks like, essentially. I want to make sure that the end, the tip there, is really fine so that I get to choose. Get a piece of packing tape. Okay. And put our hot chocolate. Fold it from one side and the other side, and then I'm just going to roll this end, and hopefully then I prevent too much from coming back out. So I've put my parchment with the design on it. Remember, we're going to go design face down, and I've got a cookie sheet so that when I move it, I have the hard surface underneath it. So I'm just going to do a couple little practice swivels over here, make sure that I've got the air out of my bag for the most part. Good. Got a good line. So I'm just going to follow along my own pattern that I created on the back side.
the chocolate's melted enough, it should flow pretty easily and smoothly. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the border. Make sure that my border's connecting these so that they harden together. From the other side, it's going to be a perfect 27. This is totally messy looking, but I just did a kind of a base layer of buttercream. As I do the second layer over that bottom layer, I'm not getting those crumbs. It's looking plain white, which is what I want it to look like. So, so that first layer kind of just glues it all together. Wait for a few minutes, and then you can do your next frosting layer, and we should get it looking pretty white. Yay! The cake was on this side like this, so with a slice here and a slice here, and then just slitting the tape on the edges, we have a cardboard base for the cake. Our layer cake plattered and ready to go. Go ahead and lay this in the middle of our cake. Tuck it underneath there a little bit, and then it'll just curl down the edge of my cake, and then I'll just slice it off at the bottom there. We've got our 27 on, we've got our stripes on. Just waited until they were a little bit soft enough and flexible to be able to lay down and have them just bend easily over the cake, and then we've snipped off the bottoms. And so I think that we're done. It's been fun. I hope you've enjoyed the journey, and happy cake making.